This is the BBC Home Service. Here is the news. In the House of Commons this afternoon, the Prime Minister, Mr. Churchill, said, "What General Weygand called the Battle of France is over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin."
Ich begrüße Sie im Namen der 2. Luftwaffe, Herr General.
Danke, Kirschori. Mein lieber Fink, der General will. In Ordnung. Alles ist fertig, Herr General. Es kann losgehen. Bitte, meine Herren, dann vorwärts.
Back on at Essential RC for another flight test, and this is going to be a bit special. This is the new Avios Spitfire, 1.45 meter wingspan, 6S power system, and lots of scale detail. Now, in the box, arrives really nicely packaged. Nothing's going to happen to it when it's being in transit, when it's being delivered to you. Very few components to put together. The thing that does take a bit of time and does need a bit of patience is putting the stickers, the decals on, and you just have to take your time about that, and it's well worth doing. You do have to put them on and then use an iron, and I recommend investing in a proper RC hobby seat iron, you know, like you would use for covering, to seal not just seal the edges as they say in the manual, but the whole piece of each of them, because it is really important that they stick down firmly. And you'll see that when you have stuck them down firmly that you do see the foam texture through them, and that's when you know they are stuck down really well. So lots of nice features on this, but not a lot you have to do to it to get it ready to fly. So let's fly it and see how it goes. So back home to do the wrap up because it started raining, would you believe? It is winter here in the UK, so no great shock, but I did get 4 great flights. The first one was a bit sensitive on aileron, so I did have to dial that down, even though I was using 30% expo on my 3 position rates. But after that, absolutely brilliant. I used 4,500 packs and 6,000 milliamp hour packs and could get the CG with both. I put mat pins underneath so that I can rebalance before each flight, and also because I use different capacity batteries, but also because I use cameras in different positions. So you see there in the cockpit, I've got the Insta360 X3 panoramic camera, and on the tail I've got the Go 2. I do have a Go 3 as well, but I've lent that to my son because he's gone skiing, and that's on a pivot mount. So each time I put those on, I do have to rebalance because balance is critical, particularly on a tail dragger. You want to get in the right spot. And I flew at the most rearward position on the CG. That's where I put the mat pins. But otherwise, really nice on takeoff. You can build up the speed. The tail wheel picks off the ground. And then as you get the mains lift off the ground, have your finger on the switch and fold the landing gear away. And then aerobatics in between. It does everything, loops and rolls. The power is brilliant on 6S for doing that, and for the fast passes that you want to do. You've got the split flaps, so you can slow it down for the slow passes as well. And those are particularly brilliant. When you've put them down to almost 90 degrees, they give you that massive braking effect, so you can do that steep approach into the runway if you want to. And then you bleed off the speed, and it just sets down on the mains, and then the tail wheel flies brilliantly. I saw full-size Spitfires recently at the Southern Model Show. They operate out there doing passenger trips. I'd love to do that one day, but it's quite expensive. But excellent to have a fantastic model of a Spitfire after having seen those fly. The link for this is in the video description and pinned comment. Thanks for watching. I'll be doing another video on this soon. Take care. Bye.
Ich begrüße Sie im Namen der 2. Luftwaffe, Herr General.
Danke, Kirsuri. Mein lieber Fink. Herr General Milch. Alles ist fertig, Herr General. Es kann losgehen. Bitte, meine Herren, dann vorwärts.